All right, hey, it's me again. So I just wanted to like make this little rant thing about Sonic fans, I guess, and like their unoriginal fucking consensus ass takes on fucking like anything Sonic related. Well, it's not gonna be just anything. I'm just gonna be focusing on like just this one topic here about the Sonic games because they've done this for like probably I don't know like a decade or so at this point, if not even like longer. Um, and like, I'm so tired of like hearing these points and statements being brought up time and time again. And it just really makes me think that like they got these guys, you guys got like no original thought or, you know, original take whatsoever, as if, you're all part of a cult or something. And I'll get into it later of like that's not really such a bad thing, but I'm just going to like explain why it bothers me. So, yeah, let's get into this. So, bad controls are like one subject that I just cannot wrap my head around because like fucking okay, I get it. Fucking bad controls as in the sense that like the game doesn't feel right to you, but like doesn't really help me understand like why they're somehow bad. It makes me think that you're over exaggerating the problem here because the games I got listed here are Sonic 4, Heroes, Shadow, Forces, and Secret Rings. And like I'll give it to you with like Secret Rings. Well, at least on the Wii, because on the Wii, the game didn't like always control 100% reliably. It will work like most of the time, but if you did play Secret Rings on the Wii, then you would feel the unresponsiveness, and that's kind of like the thing about Secret Rings or just games in general that have bad controls. If they literally don't work, and that's understandable, but as for like just feeling bad, like that's not really enough. That's not really much of a problem at all. Because like with people like fucking some call me Johnny or whatever, or just other Sonic fans in general who talk about like Sonic Heroes' controls. They say it's too slippery. It's like okay, that just tells me that you haven't like gotten used to how the game feels or plays. You just haven't adjusted. You're not adapting. You're not wanting to adapt to like how this game controls on its own like foundation and shit, right? And that kind of like makes me think that's more of a you thing than the game's problem. Like if the and like you could always just fucking slow the fuck down. In Heroes, like you can always like switch to the slower character or whatever, and you'll have an easier time and shit. And it's like if you want to go fast, then I think that should be there should be like restrictions restricting you from like going as fast as you want. Whereas like yeah, you can go fast, but that doesn't mean like it's going to be easy to do. So if anything, that's kind of like a praise for like Sonic Heroes' controls that yeah, you can go fast, but like it makes you harder to control whenever you do want to go fast. And I'd say that's like I think that's like interesting game design. Really, it's not really the fault of the game for allowing this kind of thing. Really, yeah, I know it's different, but is it really enough to call it bad? I mean, I wouldn't say so. I'd say that's just more of a you thing, if anything, as well as like for like games like Sonic 4. And like I get it, it doesn't control like the classics, yada yada, but like really the game controls fine. Really, you guys, I know it is pathetic, but like just get over it. It's how the game is like uh played and shit. Like you guys don't complain about with the Rush games because that's literally like the same kind of control scheme that Sonic 4 adapted, but you guys don't complain about that. So just fucking like try and play the game on its own, like with its own mechanics. Just try to like make something out of them. And yeah, as for like Forces, Classic Sonic, I'd say like same thing. Really, I get it's not the same thing as Generations, but it's how this game plays. So if anything, like these games control, they work fine. They're always like responsive and shit. and I'd say you're just bad. Really, it's literally just a skill issue. So fucking actually get good at these games, because like fuck off. That's such a petty ass complaint about these games. It just makes me think that you just want like an easier, more relaxing time with these games. When that's like, when I think of like easier and relaxing, that's not something that I think Sonic should be striving for. Whenever you think about like him and his character, what he's supposed to be about, etc. And this next topic is about a bad level design, and I only got Sonic CD listed here. But like in general, bad level design is kind of like just, I guess, level design where you really can't like see anything that's coming up to you, and I guess that's more understandable on like your first time playing through it. But like these are Sonic games, and like I don't know if you've like been around long enough to hear about this, but like Sonic games are kind of meant to be replayed over and over again, and so that, to the point where it's not really like becoming like a problem. Really, if anything, it's like more of a beginner's trap. Like of course it's going to be like it's something that's going to frustrate you on your first time playing the game. And like even then, it's like even it's like if it's your first time playing, like let's say Sonic CD, or I don't know, Metropolis or something like SA2 or whatever, where of course you got like these like surprise moments, like haha, I caught you. That doesn't mean you can't predict them. You just kind of like casually just running forward or whatever and hoping that no one hits you or whatever. It's as if like you need like a block right in front of your way before, or I don't know, fucking like a stop sign or a warning sign, to let you know like, hey, there's an enemy coming up your way or whatever, so be prepared. Is that like what you guys want? Because if anything, like that seems like a really pussy way of like representing danger or whatever. So like, yeah, I get it on the first time through, but like that's more of a casual thing. If you're like if you want to actually like criticize these games for like what kind of problems they have, then this is like one of the pettier complaints, if anything. Really, that's not really helping me like understand like what's so wrong and problematic with that. Because that's kind of like literally how these games are meant to be played. They're kind of like reactionary in a way. Well, it's kind of like the type of genre that the series does kind of fall victim towards, is like being a reaction based game series. If it's not a platformer, it's that. But yeah, so I'd say just keep on replaying the games, and surely, hopefully, but surely, it'll be an easier time for you, because you'll get the muscle memory, you'll know where these places are, etc., etc. And as for like the opposite, and is like the great level design shit in Sonic, where, and like this is kind of like more of like a me thing, because I supposedly like I have too high of standards or whatever, but I don't really see like games like SA2 or Generations or even '06 having like great level design. And I know '06 isn't like really known for having the series' best level design, but people for some reason like praise it, and I don't really understand why. I mean, sure, fine, whatever. You can have as much fun as you want within the game, but like what really makes it great? What makes level design great, really? Or just good? Just giving like you a bunch of things to do, I guess. And I mean, in the cases of like the SA2 like running levels, the Sonic and Shadow levels, like they're not the most like engaging levels in the world. There's a lot of times where you're just kind of just running forward, and are those the parts where it's good level design? Because it's not really giving you anything to do, really, unless if you're purposely calling it great because you like glitch through them or whatever, and that can like be more mechanically intense, I guess. But like for more casual players who I see like more of a casual like a gameplay for, it's like, are you sure about this, or are you just like praising like I don't know, like the cinematic camera angles and the music or whatever? Because that's not really relevant towards gameplay. I mean, camera it is, but like whenever you're in those sections where you're just kind of watching Sonic run, that's not really related to gameplay, really. If it is, it's more of a harm to it, if anything. because you could like be doing something there. It's just the game, you know how the whole automation thing of forces is. And like again, it is like more of like a petty complaint on my part because probably I'm just like so sick to death of these games, and like they're all kind of like blending into like one mixing bowl of like the same experience. But like I need some help here to understanding like what makes good level design to you guys, because like this is like kind of like another thing that like for some reason is a common like topic that brings up is like the speed platforming and exploration elements, which I don't know like how that is that relevant really. If anything, it should be like the platforming that's most important if anything really. Because he's a platformer. Speed is like, I mean, whatever it's speed. I mean, yeah, I guess it's tied to the series roots, but as long as like the game gives you like a heavy amount of like platforming challenges, then surely that'll be enough, And exploration, like fucking whatever. And I guess that's like another thing for like why people claim generations, or I don't fucking know. I guess the classics to have like good level design is because they give you like so many ways to go. But whenever I like see people fucking like praising this point, they always just stick to like one or two paths and that's it. If not just like the one, as if it's their favorite path. And I'm just kind of like left thinking like, okay, is it really the multiple paths that you like, or is it just the mechanics of that path that allows you to like be more creative or expressive? Because that, as like the whole multiple paths thing doesn't really seem to like help me understand like what makes it so great if you're only sticking to like just one lane. I mean, like whatever, it's not really that big of a deal, but like I'm just trying to like understand like what about like these games level design makes it great, makes it rewarding and challenging and worth replaying. Like just like give me some hints here, because like these vague ass like claims and shit aren't really like helping me like understand that. So yeah, and like the next fucking criticism is, or not criticism, it's just like a fucking like stupid thing that like a lot of Sonic fans like to toss around a lot. Is like the word momentum in games like Sonic Adventure and Frontiers, and like fucking like, all right, so you're saying that SA1 has momentum mechanics and Frontiers. I mean, I guess I do in some places, but if you're just talking about the spin dash, then you're not really like, I don't think you understand like what momentum is really, because like supposedly like in a lot of people's minds is that, oh well, like a momentum is like whatever allows you to like go fast, super duper easily, and can be able to control yourself or whatever. And like that's not exactly what momentum is. Look up the definition. That's not momentum. If you want like a more Sonic-y way of like explaining the definition, then go watch Pariah 695's video. Where's it stream? It's either a stream or video where he talks about like the physics of Sonic, or I think it literally is just about the momentum basics of it. And yeah, let's just look at his channel and find it. It's Pariah 695. Yeah, go to that video. I might link it down in the fucking description. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, go see that instead. Because you guys really are making asses out of yourself for like misusing the term. And yeah, the next, well, it's like, this is kind of like a list, or not like a list, but it's just like a couple of like things of just showing off like lesser complaints. It's kind of like the whole bad controls thing, but like just even like less important, where the game is somehow being too demanding or challenging when that's literally how the game is designed to push you. That's one of them. And the other is just like the amount of content that game has is somehow makes it good or whatever. Going to the first point, the game being too hard. Well, this is something like some coming Johnny said that like we he didn't always say it's a problem, but it makes me think that it was. Where in his Sonic Unleashed video, his most like recent one, where he says, "Oh, the game's too tough" or whatever, when that's literally how the game is designed. You're just not adapting, bud. It's almost as if he wants the Sonic games to be like as easy to play as possible or something. But yeah, if you have like a problem with Sonic games being too hard or whatever, then like fucking hell, just play more games. Really, that's literally such a shit complaint. Really, Sonic games are not difficult at all. Really, like the only difficulty you should be having with them is trying to beat your best time, or like I don't know, unless if you're talking about like a specific gimmicky part of the game, like I don't fucking know, like supposedly maybe like Sonic Frontiers is Final Horizon shit DLC, I guess, but like or maybe like the pinball one's more accurate. That's like the kind of difficulty spike that is fair and valid, because it's such shit design. It's not even just difficulty. It's like the game's design is just absolutely like abysmal. But as for like like playing the actual levels themselves, they're not hard. Like if you say that these levels are hard, then like that just tells me that you haven't been along around enough or played many games at all. Even if you have, you probably only played like what 1 or 2 minutes into each and every single game that you play, which is nearly not enough experience. And yeah, that's kind of like that. Just fucking stop calling these games hard, because they're not. And the lots of content. Well, this isn't something that like fans typically like say, but it's something that I, from time to time, see now and then, is that like they say, oh, like this game's got like a whole bunch of stuff in it. Look at the Child Garden and I don't know, fucking bosses or whatever, and like that's not really. So that just tells me that you're more of a quantity guy than a quality guy. And like I get it, it's fulfilling to feel like your game is like a complete package, to make it feel like it's fully realized, or in that sense, I guess, to have just have like a whole bunch of stuff going on in it. And I get that, but as I mean, like the game itself is good, because it really is down to the gameplay of it, the mechanics and shit. Yeah, it's not like for 100%, I guess. Like 100% Sonic games, like if it's not fun to do, then yeah, I guess it's a problem, but it's not really like it's not really a huge deal. Really, you can always just ignore it. Yeah, because with games like SA2, I don't know like why the fuck people like or the completionists also say complete the game. Like why the fuck would I want to complete the game? You literally just says complete. I get it, it's a suggestion, but still, fucking. He says, "Oh yeah, complete." He gives it the complete it rating when like you're spending like literally hours upon hours just grinding this shit out of your chow, and just it's like the most boring thing ever. Okay, whatever. But yeah, like 100%, like it really does depend on the game, and I wouldn't say Sonic is particularly known or should be like used as a good example for like what a good 100% playthrough should look like. So yeah, fuck off with that. And like that's kind of like the main topics that I put up. Oh shit, I forgot I forgot this other thing. Like it's the other shit about like music, visuals, just like the extra side stuff that isn't relative or relevant to gameplay. Because whenever I'm judging a Sonic game, or whenever I see other people judge Sonic games, whenever they get to that part where they talk about like the story or whatever, they literally just repeat the like whatever happens in the story. It's like, okay, bud, I fucking know the story and shit. Like why does every single goddamn person gotta like repeat the story over and over again? It's like, fucking, do you trust me? Like who do you expect like these videos are for, really? Like people who haven't played the game? Is this like a walkthrough of like the game's plot, and like you're just fucking like going through detail after detail, scene after scene? Like tell me like what like makes the story good or bad, like don't just say it, and like I'm not really a game story person, but for Sonic in particular, it's really annoying to come across that point of praise or whatever, as if it's like somehow relevant towards the game. When like whenever I just play the game, I just skip all the cutscenes because I don't give a fuck. Maybe that's just me though, and every Sonic fan just is like really obsessed with the story and characters, and like that's fine, really. But like it's not something that like I'm really looking for. Then again, I guess I could always just like skip to the part where you just talk about the gameplay or whatever. But like whenever it's like talk about like going up against a debate or whatever, for like whatever game is better, the story should not be like factored in there because it's literally irrelevant. It does not change the gameplay at all. It's just fucking cutscenes. Same thing with like music and visuals. Like, yeah, you can like those stuff too, but like again, not really relevant. Maybe the visuals, if anything, because graphics matter up to a point to where you need to know what you're looking at in the game, but that's about it. Um, so yeah, like these things, they're not really a huge deal. Like, yeah, it will kind of suck to see a Sonic game with like shit visuals or shit music. Uh, like when the series' reputation kind of like is known for like having like better than average like standards when it comes to that shit. But like it's not the end of the day with for me really. I'm just gonna be playing it for the gameplay only, really, or not only, but just most of the time, more often than not. And yeah, that's basically it. And what I suggest for like these people to like maybe like help them out with their criticism for like expressing their points out there is just play more games really, um, and like preferably outside of a platformer because yeah I could tell you to like play games outside of Sonic, outside of the series, and you'll just play Mario instead. But it's not really like what I'm talking about here. Like Mario and Sonic are like a lot more similar than you might think. And that doesn't really help it. I'm talking about like playing like other types of genres of games, like puzzle games or shooters or yada yada, fucking esports. I don't know, like Metroid games. I don't know, fucking just like anything that's like kind of like outside of like whatever Sonic tries to do. Um, that's what I'm talking about really. And like the more games you play, the better like you'll be or you should be criticizing games and like coming up with like an actual thoughtful, reasonable opinion and thought that gives you something to think about. Because just like saying like, oh, game's good graphics, good story, that's not really like helping the situation out. You're not really giving me anything to think about more really, because it's just literally repeating the same like process over and over again, as if literally every single Sonic game's got to follow this whole speed platforming exploration formula over and over again. That's really tiring. That's really exhausting. Not every single Sonic game's got to be like that. And yeah, just that's just kind of like the main gist of it. Really, just play like other Sonic games, like so they have like more varied, non-biased take really, and like that makes me think that you're more trustworthy as a person or something, or at least as like a viewer. I shouldn't say person, reviewer, and yeah, like that'll like make me think like or respect your tastes and opinions more, and even if it's not just for me, like do it like what Cybershell says, do it for yourself, yeah, just because it really does help out a lot and like give you something else to like ponder and think about. And if you're not gonna like do that, then at the very least have like a different mindset, have like a have like different thoughts. Really, don't just go along with like the general consensus, because it really does make me think that you guys are a part of a cult, as if you guys like don't have like a single original critical thinking thought. Really, you just go like along with what everyone else is saying, and you're like, oh wow, that's a good point. I should repeat that over and over again. And like yeah, it really is fucking tiring and sickening me just to like see these fucking complaints being brought up over and over again, or these statements I should say, in a more general term or way. And if you're not going to do that, then I guess that's fine. I'll live with it. But like it really doesn't make me like any happier. It just makes me think that you guys are really like fucking autistic and you're just not able to like grow beyond um like whatever you were like 5 or 10 years ago. You just kind of like being the same person. I guess that's fine, but again, this just not really like everyone like grows or adapts or changes at some point in some way one in some way shape or form and like yeah, I just really want you guys to stop being conformists, like form your own original thoughts and opinions nowadays, because it really is refreshing to hear a hot take here or two that gives you like something to think about and not just going along with like whatever everyone else thinks, you know. And so yeah, that's about it. Bye.